everyone, my name is Nikita and I am from the Bodhi Academy. Today we are going to continue the chapter Sound from 9th Standard Science textbook and we are going to learn more concepts about it. In the last video we had studied what is sound, okay, and how is a sound propagated and what it requires for propagation. From there we understood that for the propagation of sound what is required is the media. Okay, a medium is required and the most common medium for the propagation used is the sound. Today we are going to understand that what kind of a wave is a sound wave. Okay, so let us see what is the sound wave. So we have already studied that when a sound travels through a medium, it travels via two types of this thing conditions, right? it travels it travels via a compression and rarefactions. So when it is traveling via compressions and rarefactions, okay, it is creating a disturbance. It is creating a disturbance which gets the particles in motion, and this is how the sound is propagated. So this type of wave in which there are compressions and rarefactions, this type of wave is called as a longitudinal wave. Okay, it is called as a longitudinal wave. In this wave, the individual particles, the particles of the medium, move in direction parallel to the direction of the propagation of the distance, okay, of the wave. Now if suppose the wave is traveling in this directions, okay, the particles are also traveling in this direction. Okay, so in this, the waves, the individual particles of the medium move in a direction parallel to the direction of propagation of the disturbance. Okay, so if the disturbance is moving in one direction, this direction, the wave is also moving in this direction. Okay, so this is called as longitudinal waves. So this type of waves are called as longitudinal waves. Now longitudinal means the particles do not move from one place to other, but they simply oscillate back and forth. Okay, they simply oscillate back and forth their position, okay, about their mean position. If the position is this way, if this is the position, then they oscillate from this place to this place, this place to this place, again and again. Okay, so that is how they oscillate back and forth. So they oscillate back and forth. So sound waves are called as longitudinal waves. Okay, in which the particles move back and forth about their position. Okay, means the particles are not moving forward, they are just moving at one particular position from this place to this place. Okay, so that is the meaning of of longitudinal waves. Now there are other types of waves which are called as transverse waves. Okay, transverse waves, in this, it is the one in which the individual particles of the medium move about their mean position in direction perpendicular to the direction of the wave propagation. Okay, so how it is in transverse wave? Okay, if the particles are moving in this direction, then the waves are perpendicular to it. Okay, so the movement of particles is in perpendicular with the propagation of the wave. Those type of waves are called as the transverse waves. Okay, and light waves, okay, light waves are transverse waves. In this, the particles of the medium, okay, they do not move back and forth, but they move up and down. Okay, in a transverse wave, particles do not oscillate along the direction, but they oscillate up and down about their mean position. Okay, so the particles move up and down about their mean position. So these are two types of waves, longitudinal waves and transverse waves. Now the main question over here is differentiate between longitudinal and transverse wave. First of all, you have to say that in longitudinal wave, the particles are moving in direction parallel to the direction of the wave. Okay, and in transverse wave they move perpendicular. So in sound waves, the longitudinal waves, they particles move back and forth about their mean position. In transverse wave, particles move up and down about their mean position. And then you have to give the example. Under longitudinal wave, the example is the sound wave, and under light waves, the example, under transverse wave, the example is the light waves. Okay, so this was about longitudinal and transverse wave. Next, we are going to see the three characteristics of a sound wave. Okay, so talking about the three characteristics of a sound wave are frequency, amplitude and speed. Okay, so first, to understand frequency, we have to first understand some other concept. A sound wave is a graphic form in which it represents how density and pressure changes when the sound wave moves in a medium. We know that as the sound wave is moving in the medium, it creates a region of compression and rarefaction. Okay, so the density as well as pressure of the medium varies at a given time. Okay, so compressions are the regions where the particles are crowded together. Okay, so the sound wave is like this. Let us look at this. These are density variations. This is the region of compression, right? This is the region of compression, and in this region the particles are crowded. Okay, there is density variations. Okay, more particles in lesser area. Then rarefactions, the region are not crowded, the region is not crowded. So this is density variation. Now the second instance is pressure variation. Same happens in the pressure. Okay, compressions, rarefactions, compressions, rarefactions. So when you represent this in a graphic form, you will get this type of graph. Okay, density or pressure represented by the y-axis, and the average pressure or density, okay, the distance is represented by the x-axis. Okay, so in this you will get the region of this type of a wave. In this, the top region, Okay, the top region represents the compression. You can see it over here. It is exactly at the below the top region, the mountain. Okay, the crest, we call it the crest, represents the compression, and this is the valley. Okay, the valley represents the rarefaction, the trough. Okay, the series of crest and trough forms the wave disturbance. Okay, the sound wave. Now the distance between two consecutive crest, okay, two consecutive crest or two consecutive trough is called as the wavelength. Okay, so that is the wavelength. So first term which you have to learn under characteristics of sound. The first one is wavelength, that is given by letter lambda, the distance between two consecutive crest and two consecutive trough, that is the wavelength. Okay, now the first characteristic of which was given over here is the frequency. So to understand frequency, first we had to understand wavelength. Now what is the SI unit of wavelength? The SI unit of wavelength is meter. Meter. Okay, frequency tells us how frequently an event occurs, right? Okay, right, no, means how frequently a particular thing is happening. In English terms, it tells us the frequency of that event. Okay, suppose you are beating a drum, how many times you are beating the drum in that particular time, okay, in a unit time, is called as the frequency of your beating the drum. Okay, you know that when sound is propagated to the medium, the density of the medium also oscillates between the maximum value and the minimum value. Okay, so now the number of oscillations per unit time in the frequency of the sound wave is the frequency. Okay, oscillation means this is one oscillation, so how much oscillations can occur in that particular time, that gives you the frequency. Okay, now when we talk about frequency, the letter given for frequency is this Greek letter nu, and the SI unit of frequency is hertz. So what is frequency? The number of oscillations per unit time is called as frequency. So the first characteristic is frequency. Number of oscillations and it is given by Greek letter nu. Okay, and the SI unit of frequency is hertz, which can be also written as Hz. Okay, now next is the time period. The time period taken by two consecutive compressions or rarefactions to cross a point is called as the time period of the wave. Okay, two consecutive compressions, okay, means to cover this area, how much time it is taking, that is called as the time period, and the SI unit of time period is seconds. Okay, so now next thing which we learn is the time period. Under this, you can say time taken to complete one oscillation. Okay, now in this, when we relate frequency and time, we are getting a formula. Okay, so frequency is the reciprocal of time period. This is the formula. SI unit of time is seconds. Okay, so the reciprocal of time period is frequency. Now the next characteristic which we have to study is the amplitude. Okay, the magnitude of the maximum disturbance of the medium on either side of the mean value is called as the amplitude, and it is given by a letter capital A. Okay, so this means that the magnitude of the maximum disturbance in the medium, how much maximum disturbance the medium can make on either side of the mean value, okay, that is called as the amplitude. Means how much louder it can be or how much more intense it can be, that is called as the amplitude. Okay, and amplitude is given by the letter A. So the second characteristic is amplitude. Okay, so now now we are going to do the third characteristic, that is the speed. We know that by the formula speed is distance upon time. Okay, and we know that speed is given by letter V. Okay, and for over here distance we have seen is lambda and time is the time period. So if we write it in this way, the formula for speed is distance upon time or wavelength upon the time period. Okay, we know that this is one, this also can be written as lambda into 1 upon t, and we know that 1 upon t is frequency. So speed can also be written as wavelength into frequency. Okay, so speed is equals to wavelength into frequency. So that is the speed of the sound. So the three characteristics are speed, the three characteristics are frequency, amplitude and speed of the sound. In this there is one more thing which we have to see over here, that is the pitch of the sound. Okay, for example, a violin and a flute, these are two different instruments. They are both played at the same time in an orchestra. Both the sounds travel through the same medium, that is air, and arrive at our ear at the same time. But what we can hear is sound of different types. Why is it so? This is because the characteristics associated with the sound, and pitch is one of the characteristics. Okay, so now what is the pitch? Pitch is how our brain interprets the frequency of an emitted sound. Okay, now if a sound is emitted, our brain, how it interprets that particular frequency, that is called as the pitch. Okay, so the question over here will be, a violin and a flute both played at the orchestra in the same time, we still, it is traveling through the same medium, that is air, but it, we can hear it, we hear it differently. Why is it so? So we have to say that because of the characteristic, that is pitch. Okay, it is the interpretation of the frequency by the brain, that is different from different sounds. Okay, so that was that. So first we saw what is a frequency, first we saw what is wavelength. Okay, then the frequency, then we saw time period. Okay, so first we saw wavelength, then frequency, then time period, amplitude and speed, and also we saw what is pitch. Okay, so the formulas which we have to know over here is, first of all, frequency equals to 1 upon time period or reciprocal of time period. Second is speed is equals to distance upon time, wavelength upon time period, and the third formula or the another formula for speed is wavelength into frequency. Okay, so this is what we have to study in this part. Okay, so today we saw some of the characteristics of sound and the two types of waves, the sound waves which are longitudinal and light waves which are transverse waves. So this is it for the video. In the next video we will be dealing with more concepts on this chapter. So yes, thank you for watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel.